Nobody is born feeling guilty about money. A child does not apologize for receiving a gift. A tree does not feel shame for growing tall. But somewhere along the way, you were told, wanting more is selfish. Having more means someone else has less. Real spiritual people do not care about money. That guilt is not yours. It was installed by culture, by family, by beliefs you inherited and never examined. Real spirituality does not shame desire. It refines it. It asks, what will you do with what you receive? Not, how dare you want it at all? You are allowed to outgrow your programming. If you are ready to release the guilt and receive with clarity, link in my bio. I will show you how. You are not building a career. You are running from yourself. And the schedule makes it look productive. Most people do not hustle because they love the work. They hustle because they fear what happens when they stop. The silence, the thoughts, the questions they have been outrunning for years. That is not ambition. That is escape wearing a very convincing costume. The ancient sages saw this clearly. A person who cannot rest does not have discipline. They have an unhealed wound. And no amount of success closes a wound you refuse to look at. So before you chase the next goal, ask yourself honestly, am I building something real, or am I running from something painful? The answer will change everything. If you are ready to build from fullness instead of fear, link in my bio. That is where it starts. Spirituality is not poverty. Peace is not sacrifice. And your bank account has nothing to do with your enlightenment. Somewhere along the way, someone convinced you that wanting nice things is shallow, that comfort is the enemy of growth, that real spiritual people do not care about money. But that is not wisdom. That is guilt wearing a robe. True spiritual freedom means your peace does not depend on the number in your account. Not because you have nothing, because you are free either way. A free person can sit in a palace or a cave and feel the same stillness. The location does not decide, the inner state does. So stop punishing yourself for wanting a beautiful life. If you are ready to build both peace and prosperity, the link in my bio is waiting. No more choosing. Check your bank account right now. Did your mood just change? If the number is high, you feel safe. If the number is low, you feel afraid. That is not financial security. That is emotional captivity. Your peace is rented. It depends on something that moves, shifts, and crashes every day. The ancient teachers built their peace on something that never changes, their inner state. Not on harvests, not on markets, on presence, on knowing who they are, regardless of what they own. Money will come and go. But a center that does not move, that is real wealth. Build a foundation that no market can shake, not in your account, in yourself. If you want to learn how, the link in my bio is exactly that. Start there, today. Your body has been speaking to you for years. You just have not been listening. That tension in your shoulders, that is grief you have not released. That knot in your stomach? That is a boundary you have not set. That tightness in your chest that appears for no reason? That is truth you have not spoken. Your body does not lie. It cannot. It stores what you suppress and waits. The ancient healers knew this. They did not separate body from spirit. They treated the shoulder as grief, the stomach as fear, the chest as unspoken truth. So stop asking what is wrong with your body. Start asking what your body is trying to say. That question alone could change your life. If you want to start that conversation with your body, the link in my bio is where we begin. Come in. You are not tired. You are misaligned. You slept 8 hours, but you woke up exhausted. You rested all weekend, but Monday still felt like a mountain. That is not physical fatigue. That is your spirit running on someone else's fuel, because you are living someone else's schedule, speaking someone else's words, chasing someone else's version of success, and your soul is exhausted from pretending. The body recovers with sleep, but the soul recovers with alignment, with honesty, with boundaries, with doing less of what drains and more of what calls. The fatigue is not in your muscles, it is in the distance between who you are and who you are pretending to be. If you are ready to close that distance, the link in my bio is where it starts. I will meet you there.
Heal your body today. Your free meditations and practices are waiting. Link in profile.
Let me tell you the difference between rich and wealthy, and it will change how you see everything. Rich is a number in your account. Wealthy is a state in your mind. A rich person can lose everything in a crash and crumble. A wealthy person can lose everything and rebuild before the dust settles. Because wealth is not what you have, it is what you cannot lose. Your clarity, your discipline, your ability to begin again with nothing and still feel whole. The ancient traders did not protect their gold. They protected their minds, because a sharp mind will always find more gold, but gold cannot buy a sharp mind. If everything you own disappeared tomorrow, what would remain? That is your real wealth. If you want to build the kind that no recession can touch, link in my bio. I will show you how. Stop believing the universe rewards suffering, that you must struggle to deserve, that pain is the price of progress, that the harder the road, the greater the reward. That is not wisdom. That is trauma disguised as discipline. The ancient teachers did not worship struggle. They studied flow. The river does not fight its way to the ocean. It follows the path of least resistance. And still, it arrives. You do not need to break yourself to build something beautiful. You need to align yourself. When your actions match your values, resistance dissolves. When your energy matches your intention, doors open quietly. Alignment is the currency, not suffering. Stop paying with your peace. If you are ready to build through alignment instead of pain, the link in my bio is the starting point. Everything is there. Your body has been trying to reach you for a long time. First it whispered, a tight neck, a clenched jaw, a sleepless night. You ignored it. Then it spoke louder. Migraines, exhaustion, breakouts. You took a pill and moved on. Then it screamed, and finally you had no choice but to listen. Illness is not a punishment. It is your body's last attempt to be heard. The ancient healers understood this. Disease is not the enemy. It is the messenger. And the message is always the same. Something in your life is out of alignment. Do not wait for the scream. Start listening at the whisper. What is your body asking for right now? Not medicine, truth. If you are ready to listen properly, the link in my bio is where we begin that work. 20,000 breaths today, and you noticed almost none of them. But here is what the ancient masters knew. One single conscious breath can shift your entire nervous system, from panic to presence, from chaos to calm, in seconds. You do not need a retreat. You do not need a mantra. You do not need permission. You need one breath taken with full attention. Inhale slowly. Feel the air move in. Hold. Feel the stillness. Exhale. Feel what releases. That is not a technique. That is the oldest spiritual practice on earth, and it has lived inside you since the day you were born. Tonight, before you sleep, 3 breaths, intentional, and feel the difference. If you want to build a real daily practice, follow the link in my bio. Everything starts with one breath.
Do you feel like the world is going insane? Chaos, anxiety, uncertainty. We live in the most technologically advanced era, yet we've become the unhappiest generation. Antidepressants sell better than bread, and it's no coincidence. Do you feel like the world is going insane? Chaos outside, anxiety inside. Many people live on the edge, successful and wealthy, yet lacking peace. The paradox of success for those who have everything but still feel unwell. I know people with immense power and millions in their bank accounts who can't fall asleep without pills. They have everything except peace. We've learned how to earn money, but forgotten how to live. Why doesn't external success protect us from inner pain anymore? The illusion of normalcy, about anxiety and coping mechanisms. Why has anxiety become our new normal? Millions of people right now can't manage their lives without chemicals, alcohol, or stimulants. We chase happiness, yet with every step, sink deeper into stress. Pause for a second. Do you sense this is a dead end? Reflection. Look at the news. Aggression, fear, conflict. You think it's happening out there? No. It's a collective mirror reflecting what's happening inside each of us. External chaos is simply a projection of your inner storm. Loss of foundation, existential angle. We have everything: gadgets, comfort, freedom. So why does the emptiness inside keep growing? Why are nervous breakdowns more common than ever? We've lost something essential, the very foundation that holds life together when everything else collapses. I am Anna, and for the past 10 years, I've been exploring what truly lies behind our feelings, what genuinely drives us from within. We usually try to change the outside, our jobs, relationships, finances, but we forget the most important journey, inward. The world you see outside is a mirror of what's happening inside you. Now is a time of transformation, and old methods no longer work. To survive and thrive in today's world, you need a new worldview. That's why I created the private club, Consciousness and Our Dreams. A space where we transform the foundation instead of masking the pain. Here, together, we release deep-seated fears and unconscious patterns that keep us trapped and suffering. When your inner state shifts, your outer world transforms too. Conflicts dissolve, money flows more easily, relationships become clearer. This is a living, honest, and profound process. If you feel it's time to stop searching outside and finally meet yourself authentically, you're welcome here. I won't promise an easy path, but I do promise a path toward truth. Explore the details on this page. I'll be waiting for you inside the private club.